Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Isani Caetano.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Isani Caetano. Good morning.
And good morning, Isani.
Good morning, my friend. Good morning.
Also, a good morning to our TikTok fans currently locked in. This has been really fun engaging with them since we started this new tradition online. And so I'm going to have to lock things off from here and invite you guys over to our main live. But bye, guys. They're even saying bye. I love that. But how you doing this morning, Isani? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I'm good.
Yeah.
With our midweek.
Yeah, we
I'm
are.
not complaining.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Wednesday morning. I know in certain parts of the country there might be some light showers. When I was driving here, there was some rain that was taking place in Boom.
You know, that's the issue with me this morning.
What's the issue? Because dang, okay. He's like, look, I got issue.
No. When you sleep too early, and then you wake up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep.
Oh, so you're feeling a little bit grumpy?
No. I'm good, actually. Perhaps it happened for a reason, simply because when I woke up, perhaps like around 1:30 this morning.
Dang, I would be so annoyed.
On my feed was an NPR Tiny Desk concert. I'm not sure if you follow.
Yes, I'm familiar.
So De La Soul, yesterday was De La Soul Day, right? And so they had a De La Soul feed on my YouTube. And so I watched a performance from them, a live performance from them. And yes.
And it was a lullaby to
took
put
me
you
back to some days, right?
Oh my gosh, but you know
yeah,
what?
I should have been sleeping. That's the thing.
You raise a pretty good point, you know, though, about how waking up early, that kind of like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock wake up could throw you off, you know, especially if you're an early riser.
So see, the thing is, sometimes we just unknowingly drift away, right? So say you're doing something, you know, in the living room, or you're laying down watching TV in the bedroom, and you just drift away.
Yeah.
Right? But it's too early. It's like before your regular bedtime, let's say.
I know what you mean, yeah.
And then you just wake up and nothing else left to do.
So you take your early nap, and then now you wake up 1 o'clock.
I think I had, you know, I came
Got
in.
too much rest.
Had a nice meal, and then before I know it, I was fast asleep, and then before I know it, I was up, and everybody else was asleep. And now I have all of this time to do nothing. But hey,
I just don't want to see you napping throughout the day today.
Nah. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yourself? How are you doing?
I'm good. I did not wake up 1 a.m. this morning, thank God, because I would be so sad about that. But you know, I tend to have a pretty strict routine. And so I try to be in bed a certain time of the night. I need to be asleep. I need to be asleep at a certain time as well. And so I could be up and have energy and, you know, be able to take on a morning show with the energy that it requires. But I love that you're able to share a little bit of that personal detail about you, Isani.
It hurt me.
Yeah. All right. Well, we want to move into our show lineup this morning. On this Wednesday morning, we have some wonderful conversations to look forward to, actually. Starting things off with tackling obesity in Belize. That'll be quite an interesting conversation when we're talking food and how that translates into the obesity issue. So we'll be joined by the Ministry of Health and Wellness to guide us in that conversation. Then after that, investing in career opportunities at Quality Poultry. And then Cocono Bwai will be joining us in-house, and he's speaking on expanding his brand. And finally, spotlighting small business. I was telling our TikTok fans the backstory to this business coming on set. We'll be spotlighting sweet treats with Tan Creations. So I'm looking forward to that conversation too.
All right, so let's jump into our 5 things.
Let's jump into it.
Yesterday was a big day.
It was.
All right, here are the 5 things that you need to know before you get out of your house this morning. The Director of Public Prosecutions drops high-profile rape case against attorney O.J. Ellerington. Senator Glenfield Dennison comes under scrutiny for a $183,000 invoice. And new town boundaries will shape the 2027 municipal vote. Manatee death spike. Voters are urged to slow down. And of course, we're going to be discussing Lent. What have you made time for during this Lenten season? All right, you want to start with the major item from yesterday?
For sure, yeah.
So, I'll give a newsroom's perspective first, right?
All right.
And then we're going to go into the details of what took place. Yesterday morning, we had a meeting in the newsroom, as we usually do, to, organize our day, right? And in this meeting, we were strategizing as to how we were going to approach the 11 o'clock hour, because the attorneys for O.J. Ellerington and the DPP were supposed to return before Justice Pilgrim at 11 a.m. on Tuesday.
Right.
And 11 a.m. is only an hour away from the news at noon. So we were there discussing as to how we're going to approach the coverage of what takes place in the court, right? And so we hatched a plan. And everything seemed to be, in order. And then I get a phone call. Boy, you hear what just happened at court? They just filed a nolle pros. And OJ and Alifa and the DPP just walk out of court. This was a little after 9.
For the benefit of people who do not know what a nolle pros is.
We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it, right? This was a little after 9 o'clock yesterday morning.
Yeah.
So it forced us now to re-strategize on our feet.
Yeah.
I had to send a team out to the High Court to try to figure out, okay, what just happened and why it happened, right? Now to the backdrop. So last week, this matter came up before the High Court, where Mr. Ellerington was facing trial based on a rape allegation. We've been covering this since, I believe, 2024, when the allegation was made against him. So, coming out of the initial session last week, there was a debate as to whether or not this session should be held in camera. Mm-hmm. In camera means behind closed doors, away from the eyes of the public, in essence, right? Or whether it should be tried in open court. That was the argument back last week, right? So they agreed that at 3 o'clock on Thursday last week, submissions would be made and the DPP would have to check with the witness to see if she would be willing to participate in an open court session, right? And she was unable to tie that down last Thursday, so the matter was adjourned for 11 o'clock yesterday, right? During which time she would have had to confirm the witness's participation. And seemingly unable to do so, she just went ahead and dropped the case, right? So a nolle pros, in essence, is what it says here. It's a formal, voluntary decision by a prosecutor, plaintiff, to drop or abandon a case. So that's a legal definition of what a nolle pros is. This is what took place yesterday, Sab. But there's an argument to be had on two fronts, right?
Yeah.
One, as his attorney, Alifa Ellerington, also his first cousin, openly said yesterday, his reputation has taken a significant hit based on the claims that were made and based on the vile responses from persons in the comment section, so to speak.
And even in the media, she also...
Yeah. Well, she was referring to the quasi-media, right, which is the so-called social media people where all of a sudden then a reporter too. But I'll leave that alone for now, right? So there is that argument. The other argument is, look, there is guilt and there's innocence. There's factual guilt and so on, right? So the fact that this matter wasn't tried in court, in the eyes of many, does not necessarily exonerate or vindicate Mr. Ellington. The matter just get dropped and never proceed to a full trial, right? But in the same vein, Attorney Ellington, Alifa that is saying, well, it should have been ventilated in open court so that we actually get to understand what took place and so that the witness could have been cross-examined before all to see and understand what actually took place that fateful night or into the morning of that particular day. None of that happened, right? And I think what is equally interesting for me, and I'm certain that the public was watching carefully and listening to what was being said, Justice Pilgrim already had a decision, right? And was prepared to read that decision in court. But he was stopped from doing that simply because when the nolle pros was filed, everything falls apart. So what would be the point of you reading this verdict, right? And I think for us, we feel slighted because for better or worse, we want to hear Ghana.
Yeah, and I think even in the case, and we probably heard that as well from Miss Elrington when she spoke of them not having that verdict be read, is also frustrating for them too, because his reputation is damaged, as you spoke of earlier.
But they were the ones who said, we don't need to hear it. The matter done set aside based on the charges being dropped, right? So again, going back to what I was saying, right? Because of the high-profile nature of this matter, we were eyes and ears. Everybody want to know what's going on. Everybody was waiting to find out what's going to happen, right? And when it did not happen the way we expected it to, we were left kind of scratching our heads, right? So what would that decision have said? You know, we're not going to know that, right? What would that testimony have been had the witness agreed to participate in this trial and go before the court, either in camera, we were still hear it, or in open court, maybe we would have hear it. These are all the what ifs because it never really transpired the way we, who are accustomed to following court procedures, were expecting or anticipating.
Now, Mr. Elrington has to just move on and hope that this did not cause too much damage to his reputation. This has been 2 years we've been following this story as well.
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? And with everything I keep talking about, public confidence and trust, right? When you are an officer of the court or when you hold a public office, there's a certain expectation that society have of us. And I say us because you and I also are public figures, right? There's a certain expectation that society has of us to be able to walk the straight and narrow. So that if we run afoul of the law or there are any allegations or claim brought against us of you know, misconduct or whatever the case may be, it hurts your personality, your popularity, it hurts your reputation.
Yeah.
And that in a sense leads to an erosion of confidence and trust in you, the individual, right? And I'm sure Mr. Ellington is a very good litigant in court, but what does that have to do with public perception now that the matter wasn't really cleared up the way it should have been cleared up, I guess, for all to see? That's also a question that hangs out there. I
mean, based on the several interviews that we've done with him, it seems like he's getting business still. I could say that for sure. But
but you have to kind of rebound from that, a hit like that. I mean, it's been 2 years hanging over his head, right? And I'm almost certain that people reserve their own opinions, other than those in the comment section. People are reserving their own opinions on what took place and whether or not it actually happened the way the claimant said or the way the defendant said.
Yeah.
So that's going to remain a mystery. That's going to be there because the matter has been completely shelved. Well, not well, shelved for now. Let's put it that way. There's always, you know, an opportunity somewhere down the road where the matter could be brought back. But for now, it has been set aside, right?
Right.
So Mr. Ellington walks off, as we'd say, scot-free with this one, right?
Good luck to him.
But moving along, right? So the other person under scrutiny is is my good friend Glenfield Dennison, right? There was an ad, well, there's an ad campaign, one that began on Monday, where they're pretty much attacking Mr. Dennison, right? And yesterday, another ad came out where they were looking at an invoice in the sum of about $183,000, right? And this invoice had to do with legal fees based on the ongoing situation between the Belize Communication Workers for Justice and Belize Telemedia Limited, right? So it's sort of like a blame game happening here, where they're saying, well, look, why Glenfield, they put in what invoice with an exorbitant hourly rate against the fact that you have, one would say, more senior attorneys who are not charging $900 an hour, right? So that's on the one hand, right? On the other hand, we were getting calls, well, I certainly got a call, questioning whether it is at all lawful for Mr. Dennison to be giving any professional advice or counsel in a case where he's a Crown Counsel working out of the DPP's office. And there's a piece of law that prohibits you from being able to do that and still take on private work, right? So that's on the other hand. Good. Now, Emily Turner calls back and says, but look, that BTL may inquire about invoicing for legal fees. And whenever we say, well, this is the way we charge, or this is how much it come up to. And they're also saying that this was given as free advice with zero charge, right? So all of this now forms a new controversy.
So then where does the quotation, where does the fee, this invoice that we're seeing, where does that come in? Was that presented to BTL?
Yes,
they're saying by request of BTL?
That's what the BCWJ is saying.
But BTL is saying
that this was an invoice that was submitted by Dennison Consulting Limited. There it is.
On behalf of BCWJ without their
well, they did not say without their request. They stopped short of saying that. They're simply saying this was the invoice that was tendered by Dennison Consulting. It comes up to $183,000, right? And it roughly sums up to $900 per hour if you're looking at the time, right? Work hours. Again, the argument is the fee seems a bit astronomical. When I look for other lawyers who are senior counsel, who are more prominent, I would say, and have a stellar record of successful litigation in court against someone who they say, well, hey, I still cut your teeth, so you reach $900 an hour, right? So, it's an interesting time, but it sort of takes away, to me, my opinion here now, it comes off a bit like a red herring, right? Like they put up a smoke screen for try to distract me from the actual situation.
Away from, which is these people want their monies.
Yes.
Yes, and that's, I think, exactly what the representative from the BCWJ said last night in the news as well. She spoke about the fact that they received this service from Mr. Dennison free of charge. It was requested, well, she didn't say if it was requested. Did she say it was requested by the BTL?
Yes, that's what she said.
Yes, but she also spoke of the fact that they don't want to take the attention away from what they're actually fighting for at this time. All right.
So that's what's taking place there. Now, next year is going to be a big year, right? So before we get into the reshaping of the municipal elections and that landscape, I just want to say congratulations to Eliud Miller. He has been re-elected as a deputy mayor of Belize City, hands down vote, right? And I think he's been doing an exceptional job in that position. Again, that's from me to him. Congratulations, right? Now, the chief elections officer was on record yesterday stating that the groundwork has already begun for the 2027 municipals, right? And we're pretty much at a midterm, right? We're in the second year of a 3-year term. And preparations are already underway with employees of the Elections and Boundaries Department going out into their respective municipalities and getting the thing done. But in the intervening time, they done kind of redraw up some of the map in terms of some villages and other communities that now form a part of the municipalities.
And some
right?
that don't.
And some that don't, right? But when I think about this thing, Sab, I can't not think about redistricting.
Yeah.
And the fact that that is long overdue, right? And that was a promise that the Prime Minister had made coming into this second term of office, that redistricting would have been dealt with post-haste, really, and the man still a draggy foot on that. But perhaps it's a good thing that, at least at the municipal level, they're looking at consolidating certain communities to fit within the respective municipalities. I say respective because about how much? 9?
Yeah.
Right? 9. So you have, like, for instance, satellite communities that now form part of a bigger city or town. And you have some that have now been, in essence, excluded, right? So it's a redrawing of sorts of those particular municipal boundaries. And you know what that boils down to? To the average layman? Either more or less votes.
Yeah.
Come election day.
You know, I'm also thinking of the work that will that will be required of these persons who are trying to run for city councils as well, especially with this new realigning of villages that were once in municipalities are not anymore, and then ones that were in there not anymore as well. I'm also thinking of, in terms of resources from the municipal level, how that new restructuring will look like as well, because when you think of the role of the city office here, the type of work that they do when it comes to like garbage collection, when it comes to property taxes, when it comes to the roads that are being done, the responsibilities that are assigned, that's going to be an interesting new shift in conversation for responsibility even.
Well, I thought about Belize City.
Yeah.
Kind of from Belize City, right? We've already seen some works taking place, and it kind of gives you this vibe that, you know, they're preparing themselves for the next run.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, at least for Belize City, whether Mayor Wagner will be, you know, running once again. I think, and I stand to be corrected, that this would probably be his last term. And perhaps someone else will rise from within the People's United Party to run against whoever the UDP puts up next year.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I want to go back to what you were saying with Mr. Miller, for example, him being such a young presence in the council even. I believe he's 28 or 29, and look at the potential that already exists there when we think of leadership and continuity even. So it's exciting. I think next year is going to be definitely one to follow, and we're looking forward to covering it.
All right. Final two conversations, right? We don't start Lent, but before we talk about Lent, we have to talk about all the boating people who they got a key, people who they travel by boat to Placencia and so forth, right? Because there's been a spike in the number of Manatee strandings and in the number of Manatee deaths, right? So yesterday, a release was issued by the Belize Fisheries Department and of course its partners, urging the public, the boating public at that, to be more careful and responsible in terms of how they're traversing certain areas, right, where you have populations of the Caribbean manatee, right? As many as 8 of them were injured or died during the month of February alone, and this is raising concerns, right? So we spoke with Jamal Galvez, who is staunch advocate for manatee conservation in this country, and he is raising an alarm. He's saying, look, yes, we understand that, you know, tourists about, you understand that it's that time of year where we're all going to the Keys and doing different things on the waters, but we still have to be very, very responsible, right? Now, I use that for segue into Lent, right? Last Wednesday was Ash Wednesday, right? And for many in the Christian faith, we went to Mass that morning or during the course of that day, and we got our ashes, right? So there is this entire religious or spiritual aspect of Lent. It starts from that actually, right? But then there's also the secular aspect of it where we're saying, well, we got Nangita March, we got Easter, and so we all have plans to be up and about the country. But as with everything, much like Christmas, there's a reason for the season, right? So you start with the religious aspect of it, and then we sort of make it secular with our activities that are not necessarily church-related or godly. So
I know some people, they would find something to sacrifice during the Lenten season as well. For those 40 days, you would devote yourself a little bit more to prayer. And for example, I grew up seeing my grandmother find something to sacrifice, find something to stay away from and to spend more time focusing on. You would find a lot of people do fasting as well. And even stay away from certain meats even. I know there are people who would consume more fish around the Lenten time too. Are you staying away from anything this Lent?
Why you put me on the spot?
I don't know, Sonny. We're learning about you.
I'll be honest with you, right? I am who I am, right? And while I make certain sacrifices, I do not necessarily limit myself to a time of year, right? I was having a conversation coming up earlier. I said, cut down does not necessarily mean cutting off, right? Because cutting off could be a knee-jerk reaction that's unsustainable. Cutting down means you're measuring your steps and trying to find balance between what you're usually doing and what you need to kind of, reserve a little bit. So that's the kind of person I am. I try to find the happy medium.
So you know stay away from nothing during Lent. That's the way you say.
I just kind of, be considerate.
No, I'm not going to lie as well. I haven't really found something specific to stay away from. But what I have been doing, and I guess I can also say as well, this has been something that I've been dedicating this year to as a part of like my resolution to be more intentional with my faith. So I'm spending a little bit more time on that in this particular Lenten season. But I want to talk a bit about the superstition part of it, Isani, because I know...
mermaid thing?
I know in Belize we have our own...
The Manatee where we talk about,
work it, me man, make I get to it, man. So, and so I know that during the Lenten time, right, there's a lot of superstition and even hypervigilance that people have. For example, people would say that around Lent time you would see more accidents on the road. People would talk about these water mishaps that would take place. You would see more cases of people drowning even. And then you have the mermaid story I talk about.
No, but for me, right, there's a practical explanation for all of it. When people are traveling during a certain period of the year where it's considered festive, you have people who drink and drive. So naturally you have accidents and people who are, putting themselves and the lives of others at risk in terms of drinking and driving, right? You also have a lot more drownings. Not because of superstition, it's because perhaps it's a lack of responsibility. Some people consume alcohol and then think they could swim across a split.
So what you said to the person who chopped the tree and said blood?
That's superstition. That's not my mind.
He didn't explain everything, guys. He have a.
I can't rationalize that, but I've never seen that happen. When you chop a tree, you say sap, right? You have sap, right? That's what you're gonna get. But no, I'm saying in terms of the drownings, right? You have people who feel like they could swim or they could dive if they've never been in water before. You have people, like I said, who drink and expect that they could swim across a channel, so to speak. And that's where you have these kinds of incidents. So to me, it's a matter of being more responsible than it is a matter of being superstitious.
I want to ask you guys about this a little bit. Do you have any thing that you are giving up, maybe this Lenten season as well? And what are your thoughts on the superstitions? Isani clearly has an explanation for every one of them, except the tree stop thing. He's debunking these superstitions while I am staying away from the water because I do not want to turn into a mermaid. But what are your thoughts? I mean, mean, are you guys strict when it comes to the Lenten time? Do you have certain things that you stay away from, maybe certain foods, certain meats that you strictly consume during the week as well? I know I have a colleague here, Brianna, that I think last year she only ate like fish or something like that on Fridays. And so for the whole Lent season, on Fridays, she only ate fish.
Well, if on Friday supposed to eat fish every day, I real up with when I come to work this morning. But hey, check this out. Easter time, the fisherman Christmas, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So the cost of fish and seafood also skyrockets. Man, I have to look for my pocket because if you eat fish every Friday or eat fish every day, those guys are going to be tearing up.
And then, of course, you'll have me in the kitchen telling them, guys, just grab some tuna. Like, just grab a can of tuna and you get it out the way.
All right, but that's the 5 things, man.
Yeah, it's definitely quite a good conversation this morning. We want to thank you guys for engaging with us online. I see a couple of you guys tuning in, sharing your thoughts on some of the stuff that's taking place right now. But at this time, we do have to take our first break. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, our first conversation is definitely going to be an interesting one. What are your thoughts on obesity in Belize? Well, we'll be joined by the Ministry of Health to talk about tackling obesity.
A postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Look here, your kitchen light there and never been in the kitchen.
Mama going back in there right now.
And the coffee maker?
Just to try keep my coffee warm for later.
What you do now?
I'll try to think more to eat.
You know the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now?
No.
Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads?
But this is my favorite shirt.
You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, they blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
BTL has already agreed to pay severance compensation to former employees that qualify.
BTL's board has approved that we want to pay. The company wants to move forward without delay and settle with everybody.
But leaders of BCWJ who claim to represent those former employees insist on continuing to protest.
We continue protesting.
Reasonable minds have been asking, why? Here's the answer. The activist senator who is pushing them actually owns a company that submitted to BTL a bill of $183,000 at the rate of $900 an hour for legal advice allegedly provided to BCWJ. And now an internal chat reveals leaders of BCWJ want the former workers to pay them commission from their severance compensation. The proposition reads, everyone should give Emily, Mike, and the other leaders a contribution for their great help in all this. Continued protests are profitable under BCWJ banner. Not so much for the former workers, but for the leaders of BCWJ. It's not only making sense, it's making dollars.
And welcome back. Our first conversation this morning is all about tackling obesity in Belize. We're joined by representatives from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. In studio with us this morning is technical advisor, nutritionist Robin Daly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And she is joined by Dr. Golda Mejia. She is the primary health care coordinator at the Central Health Region. Ladies, good morning once again. I want to start off with one question. Right? Obesity versus overweight, because I think people are still trying to understand which one is what and what are the effects of it or what have you. I think that's a legitimate place for us to begin our conversation with. Can we get a definition and a distinction between the two things?
Okay, so overweight and obesity is an extra accumulation of unnecessary fat or abnormal fat. You become overweight before you become obesity. Normally it's measured in different ways, but BMI, body mass index, is a very common way to measure obesity. You have things like waist circumference, body fat percentage that you would use with a body fat scale. So those are some ways to measure it, but overweight is characterized commonly by the BMI of 25 to 30, and then obesity is BMI 30 to 35. Then you have extreme or category 1, obesity category 2. So most of the times we would put people at risk being overweight, and then obesity is really when you're at that chronic stage.
Yeah.
I'd also like to add that when it comes to obesity, we're now at that stage where it influences your health more. So we're looking at more diseases that we have to look out for, heart-related diseases. We're looking at hormone-related influence. So those now are in the category where we have to be very, very cautious, and it's not anymore about the preventatives, but now it's about how do we manage and get back to being healthy.
I love that you pointed that out, Doc, because I've read a couple articles, watched a couple interviews where obesity or being obese was identified as a disease on its own. And I'd love for us to perhaps kind of look at that and analyze that term and on its own there, because for me, looking at obesity as a disease almost sort of takes away the responsibility that we would have had to not get to that point. Could you clarify that?
Okay, so when it comes to obesity being a disease, we're looking at the first stage. Why did we reach here?
Okay.
So you have genetics. Sometimes we are predisposed already, and genetics is a part of being predisposed. You also have social factors. So where you live, your environment, the socioeconomic cost. So there's a lot that adds to it being a disease. So by the time you start looking at your environment, the biology of it, maybe the aging, the stage that you're in, are you in menopause, were you recently pregnant? So now it reaches a stage where you are coming out of overweight and into obesity, chronic, you have the different levels. So you have to now look at, hey, this is not something that it can be easily managed by just healthy practices or preventatives. We're now at a stage where it's really affecting organs, and I'm surrounded by factors that I cannot control.
I'd love to look at some of those factors that you identified, because very often you'd hear people say, my family, lata we just big, right? You also hear I big boned. I'd love to debunk some of those if they're untrue, and perhaps place some facts on these common things that you'd hear people say. And guys, I'm also inviting you guys to comment in as well. What are your thoughts on obesity? Do you think that we have some responsibility for leading to that stage in our health? Or do you believe that some people really do have these things that are uncontrollable that leads to it? Let's begin with genetics. If I have a family line that are naturally bigger people, is that inevitable for me? Can't control it. I just want to be big.
I wouldn't say that the big bone is really a thing to consider. We have to also consider like your your FMO genes.
What is that, FMO
It's like the appetite control and looking at what other genes has constituted to you being that person that relatively eats more, or you want more foods that will continue to contribute to being obese or overweight. So that is one of the first things we have to look at. What is your main composition, and what environmental factors are related to all of this? We also look at environments like your work setting. Is it a sedentary job? Do you now get up every so often and maybe do little office-related movements? Like, for example, you just use the chair and you do little steps and movement with just the lower body. So there are different things that we have to look at when it comes to that. And so going back to genes, we cannot just state that, because I'm big boned, then my child will be big boned. It may be a thing to consider, but your child does not have to, because maybe your child now is growing up in an environment where you move more, you have better options for food, and that is also a thing. And now, yes, you may be big boned, but it doesn't mean that you will be obese. It doesn't mean that you will be overweight. So we cannot just say, it's like you're now taking that on and trying to live in that family history.
Yeah.
Versus saying, you know what, I am me, I am different, and I can do better. Because most of the people that may want to feel that way may not be doing anything to change it.
I'm laughing to myself the entire time, Doc, because I'm thinking, right? A lot of times, well, if you look at the present situation, right? Most of us have vehicles, we don't really walk to work. So we drive from home to work, and we have a job in an office that has us seated the entire 8 hours, right? Then during lunch, we're going to have a big meal and come back and sit down again. Then we drive home after work. So there really isn't much time being invested in actually working out, or even choosing the right meals that align with your metabolic rate and so on, right?
Correct.
And then we wonder why we gain weight. And I use myself as an example. There was a point in time where I did my 10,000 steps and I was super religious to that. And then now I have a job that's sedentary. And I'm praying to myself that I don't fall into a situation where that becomes the end all be all, right? Because I look at other people who lose control of that situation, and then they end up where they don't want to be, right? But I think a lot of it starts with where the mind is, right? If you tell yourself, look, I got to get up today and make something happen, then perhaps that's a starting point.
I want to get really quickly in on environment, though, and I'll bring you in now, Robin, on that.
Look like Robin, want to jump in?
Yes.
I wanted to jump in because
so let's get you in.
You made a very important point with what you're saying about workplace and your job, and that ties in directly with what the Ministry of Health is pushing with workplace wellness support. And we are in the process of finalizing our workplace wellness policy. And this is something that's going to be rolled out to many different workplaces, private and government workplaces, because that point you made, the environment, and it ties into what Dr. Mahia was saying, your environment plays a very big role with how you are able to manage disease, and only obesity. So having workplace activities, having workplace support, and it ties as well with schools, looking at our Healthy Habits program as well. So the environment is critical for us to look at how can we better manage obesity and other NCDs or other diseases. What can we do together as a team within the workplace? And that's where we have some of our activities and comments that we would like to share for people to consider within, and it could be any work setting.
Yeah, I love that. And I want to quickly, can we please promote free work gym membership? But I want to go to the environment thing that you spoke of, Isani, as well, because I believe that certain cultures could even be looked at as the environment as well.
Yes.
When we think of the Caribbean versus maybe the United States and the type of eating habits, or Europe even, and the types of food that you would eat, it's very different. And so as a nutritionist, Robin, how do you find yourself explaining to people you know, that regardless of this being a part of our culture, when you get that rich plate of rice and beans for Sunday dinner or everyday lunch, you know, that's not necessarily aligned with a healthy, proportionate eating and well-balanced meal, where we have carb-rich meals as the main central point of the plate. You have a coleslaw on the side, which is a very small portion of fiber, and then your meat, if you're lucky, if you're a cook lady love you'll get 2 pieces of meat or 1. So the protein is smaller as well. You have high fats. How do you go about trying to break cultural styles of eating?
It is very challenging, but what we encourage is, you made up a point about portion. That is very, very important, because people will not, from my experience, people will not stop eating what they love. People will not stop eating their culture food unless they're within life and death, but rarely they would stop. Even at that point, they say, you know what, I still want it. I crave it. And it's something that you've been growing up on. So we encourage portion, and we encourage maybe healthier ways to make some of your foods that you like. So even though Fridays come, you might feel like, okay, I want some fried food, I want something unhealthy. You don't have to have an excessive amount of it. We encourage portions, we encourage small amounts, and we encourage discretion as well. So if you're having, let's say you're having fried chicken, that's what you love to have on Fridays. You don't need to have 5 pieces of chicken, a whole amount of fries.
Or maybe
you don't
do
need to
air
wash
fried
that
chicken.
down. Exactly. So you could do air fry, or you could even do less. And you say, okay, I won't have fries. I'll have maybe coleslaw instead of the fries, and I won't have that big amount of Coke. I'll have half cup. Or if you're having drinks.
I laugh again, Robin, because in life you have to be practical. I was telling her in a separate conversation earlier.
Oh gosh.
You don't cut off, you cut down.
Yes.
Right.
Because cutting off may not necessarily be practical or sustainable. So you have to just kind of reduce your portions as you go along, and then you see results based on the reduction.
Right.
Now, but I mean, it's hard to break cultural habits too, though. You know, when that engraved in you know, your soul the crave the rice and beans. Your soul the crave that fire hot. You know, it's the time of the year when people
coconut oil
will be gathered around, and then there are certain there are certain ideas that, you know, as long as I leave coconut oil dinner, if you cook with olive oil, it's healthy now. You know, how do you talk to people and explain things like that?
It is very tricky, because we all, like you said, grew up in the Caribbean, and that is what we know. But we also have to take a reality check on the healthy side of it, not just the environmental and cultural side. When I say that, I'm talking about, are we really informing them the right way? Are we communicating effectively to our patients, our families, our clients regarding nutrition? Are we also just saying, don't drink sugary drinks, but are we saying what the options are? And trying to bring the reality and the options into one. Basically saying, I'm not telling you to remove the rice and beans, but you're putting rice and beans, stuffings, potato salad, and that is all the starch, the carbs, right?
So it defeats, okay, just let me jump in here quickly, Doc. So if we're telling each other or our kids, slow down on the sugary drinks, right? But then they're consuming all of these starchy foods and stuff like that. Isn't that like sheep and monkey and black dog, so to speak?
Okay, so you can't tell them about the food and not the drink. So you have to also give options for both, and you have to find ways to share this, to bring maybe great demonstrations of what exists, because sometimes people don't know. And if you tell them about going cold turkey, that doesn't help. So you have to work with people, and you have to work with the options. And some people don't have the money, but it doesn't mean that you can't find a big bunch of color loaf for $2 at the market, and it can give you X amount of servings. That's not one serving.
Yeah, there's a huge misconception that eating healthy requires a big budget.
Right.
But I want to get, I want to move things along and go into maybe some data if you have it. When we're talking obesity and we're looking at Belize specifically, are we an obese nation? Are we overweight? What is it looking like for us?
Yes, we are. Go ahead, Robin.
We are overweight, and it's actually, I'm sharing some statistics with you. It's very alarming because we're seeing it now with our children.
Wow.
And because we're seeing it in children, we realize that we have to start taking more proactive decisions with guiding our children, having more options in schools that can help to promote good nutrition, that can help to reduce obesity. And for statistics, we're looking at, this is from our health information system, 80,800 persons obese, 2025 data. Overweight is
80,000?
Obese, so that's past
Out
overweight.
Of 400,000, so that gives you a clear picture.
Yes, how serious the situation is. We have 56,000 persons, 56,700 overweight. So when we add those two together, let's say 56 and 80, we're looking at over 30,000 people in our population overweight. Overweight. And then the mixed data, the multiple indicator cluster survey that's from UNICEF and SIB shows 27.8% of our children 5 to 9 is overweight. Wow. So when we look at that, we're seeing school-age children being overweight. We have our adult population. So we need to have more of these conversations. We need to take more proactive decisions. And it's a work in progress, like Doc mentioned, you know, working with people, pointing out the healthy options, consistent reinforcement, having the conversation, having the activities, and starting early.
But here's the thing, Robin. It wasn't always like that. Because growing up, a lot of kids were active. They were out on the football field, they were out playing chase, kiss catch, whatever they're into, right? They were out and about. Now we have kids who are on tablets and devices the entire time. So when they're in school, they're seated doing their work. Out of school, they go front of the PlayStation 5 and they go front of the tablet, and that replaces what would have been the activities that they would be doing outdoors, for instance, right? That to me is looking at how things have changed over time, and perhaps those are contributing factors as to why, aside from just eating unhealthy, why we have that issue to deal with now.
You're very right, and that's why we, as a ministry and also with our partners that we work closely with, we have to look at enforcing mechanisms, having systems in place that can help to support this cause. So you mentioned physical activity having more sporting activities, having more competition for young people. Those things are very important. Having within the Healthy Habits program, we have things like water days, we have fruit days. So those small little gestures make up some of the incentives and some of the initiatives that we want to do to encourage that healthy lifestyle with our young people and also within the workplace. So we have to start somewhere. We have to start looking at what can we do for ourselves to help to minimize the high levels of obesity in the country. And there are so many other aspects to look at as well, because we have to look at that mental aspect that affects people that are obese, that stigma that goes along with it, that prevents people from seeking help than going to address the problem. They kind of like just pull away. So there are so many aspects to consider. Children get teased. So there are many things to look at when we're looking at this overweight obesity syndrome.
I think there's a lot of people that think when it comes to children being heavier, that it's something that they grow out of. You know, as they grow taller, they'll get smaller. Is that a thing? Does that actually take place, or is that a misconception as well?
It is a misconception, and just going back to why that child reached there, parents are contributing to this because we are having that television and that tablet and that phone as a babysitter. So we're not interacting with the child, and the child is learning all the great things or not so great things on the gadgets. And then we are okay because we too are on the gadgets and we are getting all the information, all the latest tea. And at the end of the day, we're just sitting around. Nobody's moving. Nobody is getting on board with what can I do, what can we do as a family differently. And so that is something. And then what is the feeding like? The snacks.
Yeah.
Are your snacks fruits? Are your snacks any veggie with a type of veggie related dip or a hummus? What is that child snacking on? Already not doing much activity because they're sitting around being on that gadget. And then what does a snack look like?
Some parents will say, Miss, my picnic no eat vegetable. I was sent out with that and I'll come back with that. But I want to look at solutions as we wind down the conversation. So we spoke of what the data is looking like, and as you heard, it is very alarming. We also spoke about some of the challenges, misconceptions that people have about how you get obese or how you get overweight. Now, let's take the conversation to the person who is currently obese and overweight, both adult and child. What are practical things that we can do to slowly get ourselves out of that category and reduce the statistics that we have here in Belize?
Okay, going back to my point on us or parents being contributors, we can now move away from the sugary drinks to the more healthier drinks. So looking at more natural juices, looking at less sugar content within all of these different products that you're consuming. If you start looking at the nutrition facts and all of these bottles that you're consuming, you're really consuming a lot of sugary stuff. And then when we look at also water, are we drinking water? Some people don't like
to drink water.
But little tip here, you can do infused water.
Okay.
And you can put a slice of lemon, a slice of cucumber, a slice of pineapple, watermelon, whatever you prefer and you like to taste. It doesn't really mean that now this is lime water. It just gives you an infused option. And you can find ways to let it be something that you like.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that healthy does not mean you will be eating or consuming things that you don't like because, oh, I'm now sick. No, you can find the things that you like and you can start finding ways to add these things that you like, but healthier options. So that's the drink. Now, when it comes to the food, we can start looking at the portions. So while, yes, you'll do your turkey dinner with all the carbs, you can do less of each of those carbs. And now you're not saying that I'm not doing turkey dinner. I'm just doing less.
But what if you're still hungry after you did the less? What do you do?
Drink some water.
I mean, let's be real. That's why people eat more, because they're hungry.
True. But also, we have to look at healthy snacks at different times because we also want to now look at metabolic rates. And we don't want to be just introducing feeding. When do you allow the body to rest? So it's also a little bit of discipline, and it sounds harsh, but you have to do what works for you. So while I may be able to wait 3 hours before I feed myself again, somebody else might be able to wait only 1 hour, 2 hours, and it might sound crazy when we start comparing, but it's not even about comparing. It's about knowing what fits you, what is better for you. And then you go along with that education and counseling that helps for you.
We have a comment from a viewer here online saying, children tend to eat more when distracted with gadgets. So it's up to the parents providing the right food or snacks and get them used to eating healthy from early.
Right. That is a great comment, and I like that because it also helps for us to realize that, yes, parents can help, but we have to also note, okay, yes, I already started introducing my child to all of this unhealthy stuff, but now I will not bring all the soft drinks, I will bring some juice, and eventually you don't even realize, and sometimes these children, they do what they really want when they're ready. And if we educate them well, and we, just like how they're smart enough now at age 3, and you know, everybody looked well on March 1st with stimulation, and you're hearing, oh, they know this, they know that. So in the same way that they can know all of these things, we can start teaching them healthier ways to eat and show them what that leads to. And little by little, one step at a time, one day at a time, we can reach a certain point. And while we may not be able to change 136,000 in our population, who knows? It may go down by 1,000, by 2,000, and it's just one step closer to being a healthier Belize.
Robin, any final thoughts from you in terms of what the commitment has been looking like from the ministry and even some advice nutrition-wise?
I just want to highlight that today is World Obesity Day, and our theme actually speaks to 8 billion reasons, because the statistics are showing about 8 billion people are affected by obesity. So 8 billion reasons to act on obesity. So my message would be taking proactive steps. As a workplace, as a community, it could be church groups, gatherings, schools. What can we do to act on obesity? Even if it's a small step. And we spoke just now about children. So we're on gadgets, we're playing. When do we go outside? Do we have a pet? Do we take that pet for a walk? How do we get physical activity integrated into our daily lives? It goes a long way with managing our health overall. So what can we do within our environment, in our groups? We are exposed to many unhealthy foods, and in many times these foods cost less than the healthier options. You know, junk food is readily available all over. But how often do we have to resort to that? If you do have $1 to spend, you have a decision to make. Am I going to eat a banana and orange, or am I going to buy a meat pie with that? You know, so it's a decision. So we have to be looking at how can you as a person take some responsibility? How can our workplaces, our environments, as a collective group, take responsibility to look at ways that we can make physical activity a part of our daily lives, healthy eating a part of our daily lives. The ministry is pushing a lot for workplace wellness. So we do go to we're getting requests to go to many different workplaces to do height and weight, BMI, body fat, blood pressure, blood sugar. But not only doing the assessment. When we finish, we encourage them to have workplace support activities for staff. So even if it's things like Fruit Fridays, even if it's Healthy Potluck Fridays, or maybe we can wear our tennis shoes to work and have physical activity challenges. We're doing that at the headquarters in Belmopan, and we're spreading that to the other regions as well. Wearing our tennis shoes 2-3 times a week.
You could have 10K step challenge.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what we're doing.
Steps in again,
as well. Steps challenge, little tokens, you know, ensuring when we have our lunches, we're making sure healthy options are there. So there are many small steps we can start to take collectively to address the problem. It won't be fixed overnight, but we can start having that conversation, start looking at it as a team, and start making these proactive decisions.
I love that. I'm so inspired. I can't wait to go down and talk to my colleagues about what we could be doing over here. But
please share your ideas with us when you're
But ladies, we are out of time. This has been a wonderful conversation. It has also been an alarming conversation as well when it came to the data that you provided. But I'm hoping that we are inspired to take the steps that are necessary to live a more healthier life, to step outside of that obesity target, and of course continue the healthiest that we can. We wish you guys all the best.
Thank you for having us.
Alrighty, well, we move things along. We are going to take our next break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have some career opportunities at Quality Poultry.
Flip that switch ignition, GE appliances shine. Every knob, every line, all align and turn the shower on. Feel gold, colder in the chrome. So bold from the ties to the tiny screws. We've got the wow you'll choose. All in one place, Design Depot. Everything you need for the life you want. Let's go! From the floor to the paint to the patio glow. Build it up, light it up, watch your dream home grow. All in one.
Design Depot. All
all in one place.
In the heart of the Kayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
BTL has already agreed to pay severance compensation to former employees that qualify.
BTL's board has approved that we want to pay, that the company wants to move forward without delay and settle with everybody.
But leaders of BCWJ who claim to represent those former employees insist on continuing to protest.
We continue protesting.
Reasonable minds have been asking, why? Here's the answer. The activist senator who is pushing them actually owns a company that submitted to BTL a bill of $183,000 at the rate of $900 an hour for legal advice allegedly provided to BCWJ. And now an internal chat reveals leaders of BCWJ want the former workers to pay them commission from their severance compensation. The proposition reads, everyone should give Emily, Mike, and the other leaders a contribution for their great help in all this. Continued protests are profitable under BCWJ banner. Not so much for the former workers, but for the leaders of BCWJ. It's not only making sense, it's making dollars.
Welcome back. This is our next conversation, and it's all about investing in career opportunities at Quality Poultry. We are joined this morning by manager Andre Salgado, and of course he's no stranger to you guys. Andre, it's a pleasure having you here.
Good morning, Belize.
Good morning. All right, welcome. So Quality Poultry has been around for a very long time, and I have to say kudos to you guys for thinking in this way, wanting to bring new opportunities of employment for people. I understand that you guys have had job fairs in the southern part of the country, but it's the first time we are getting it here in Belize District.
Right. Yeah. So last year, Quality Poultry celebrated 50 years anniversary. So a Belizean-owned company with over 50 years in experience. And we have realized that in Belize City, it's a little bit difficult to get staff. And again, this is just based from my observation. Sorry.
Here you go.
It's from my observation that since the inception of the call centers, it's really difficult to get staff in. And I know a lot of people that do go to the call centers and then they only stay for a short period of time and then they transition out, right? So with Quality Poultry, we have employees with the company that has been with us for over 20 years, 18 years, 15 years, 10 years. And myself, this year marks 13 years I'm going to be with the company. So there is room for growth and development at Quality Poultry, right? Yeah. Some people just think of it as a chicken company or they're only sell chicken. No. There is so much complexity when it comes to actually selling a chicken, and there is so much work behind that process, and so that is why we're here today, as well as the restaurant side. You would be surprised, it's difficult to get staff in for the restaurant. A lot of people believe that they want to work or think they want to work, and when they come and they realize what it means to work, then a lot of people just stop because they thought it was easy, but you know it's an intense working in a kitchen.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Andre. Perhaps it's the biggest challenge that you guys as a company are facing. How do you make it attractive? You mentioned earlier a lot of people are moving into the BPO sector.
Right.
But how do you make the job attractive in terms of anyone wanting to work at Quality?
Okay, so we do have 2 times for the year we do training. So, and I'm not talking about on the job site training. I'm talking about let's say that you are in the customer service section, we offer customer service training. If you're in the sales section, we offer sales training. You come in to Quality as, let's say, a helper, right, on the delivery truck, but I see, Isane, that you have the potential to grow. You literally, I see you talk to the customers, we interact with customers, you know, you are people friendly. And so we train you to up yourself in terms of you up yourself,
upward mobility.
Correct, upward mobility. And in terms of salary, we are very competitive with the industry we are in, right? You also have to understand, chicken is still the cheapest protein in the country, less than $3 a pound.
Yeah.
And so while other companies and other establishments, you know, let's say the banks and stuff, we know how much they pay. So for our industry, we are more than competitive in terms of that. We have bonuses in terms of sales bonus. If the branch supersedes the sale from the previous years, then there's a different levels of bonus that are available to be gotten. But again, that comes from you yourself as an employee to push and work and so forth.
So you've had job fairs in other municipalities,
right?
Bringing us to Belize City,
right? So we've had in Dangriga twice. When we did the expansion, when we did the Chicken Express building, we did a job fair there, and as well later on in this year, hopefully at the end of this year, with the new expansion of the Dangriga branch, we would also be doing an expansion in Dangriga with the expansion of the Chicken Express. So
is it catching on though? You have a job fair. Is it bringing people out who are interested in learning not only about the company, but the careers that are being offered there?
The ones done in Dangriga and San Ignacio, they did bring a lot of people. However, this is the first time for Belize City. So I really and truly, I don't know what to expect. I would want to encourage everyone, if you're sitting home and you really want to work, then come on down. Right? No, and I'm saying it that way because, again, throughout the years, guys, if your mommy tell you come apply for the job, please not come.
Yeah.
If your girlfriend tell you, your lady tell you, boy, go Quality take a job,
try
no
find
come.
a job. Yeah.
No come.
Yeah,
because, and I'm saying this from experience, these people, because they don't want to work, they sit home and they're comfortable in the position they are in. And so when their wife or their lady or their mommy send them for work, they don't last nothing more than a week.
Yeah.
And again, 12 years I experience in this, I'm telling you, it doesn't work. Now, if you would sit home, and I say it this way because I have a employee that we just heard about a month ago. She's a mom, right? She had to stop work because of the baby, and her child was at a good age now where she was comfortable in leaving her child with a sitter. She came, no experience in the kitchen. She works in the kitchen now, in the restaurant. She has that drive. We spoke to her, we did an interview with her, we saw, okay, you know what, yes, this is what she wants, you know, I need for work, I need for develop myself, I need for develop my skills, I need for develop for my child. And so these are the type of people we're looking for, people who wants to grow with us.
I think we see that there is the potential to have longevity there even with the company, and so I'm hoping that there are people tuning in who might be even inspired by the length of years that you've been at Quality Poultry. But you're talking about the opportunities that exist. I want to zone in really quickly on some of those job openings that are available for people to see if they could be the right fit.
Sure. So at Chicken Express, we have available waiter/waitress. For us, it doesn't matter gender. As long as you come to work, we will work with you. Cashiers, same male, female, it doesn't matter us. I'm looking for chefs. I'm looking for line cook. I'm looking for prep staff, boss boy, boss girl, / boss boy, boss girl. I'm looking for, I know it as a yard man, a gardener,
Like a maintenance
Yes,
person?
a maintenance person, someone that can, clean, cut the yard, the odd jobs around the place. I'm looking for somebody like that. In terms of quality poultry side, we're looking for salesmen. We're looking for delivery truck drivers. I'm looking for freezer men. Even that, we hire a lot of men who say, oh, don't worry, the coal good, I working at the coal, and we give them full gear, and they last nothing more than an hour in the freezer. Right, Basmat, and I'm saying it, Belize and language. I don't normally use Creole, but Basmat in to coal, I can't do this, I dip. So we're looking for serious workers to fill these positions. As well.
That's part of the issue, Andre. Right. A lot of manual work, but they don't want to do the kind of manual labor that the job calls for at these other places, especially in industry.
Right.
Everybody wants to sit down behind a desktop and type and answer call, and so respect to that.
Right.
But when it comes down to it and you need to get physical, that's what they shy away from.
Correct.
I think that's what you're experiencing.
Right. So, like, for instance, I kind of pause that the delivery truck drivers, right, B1, B2 license drivers, you would be surprised. We have friends in the call centers, BPO centers, and they did a survey, and the amount of B1, B2 drivers that sit in the call centers and answer calls and help customer service, it's amazing. I'm out here offering, really good salary for those people because you are skilled. It's not anybody can jump in a delivery truck and drive a delivery truck. And these guys are there, and I'm like, bro, come help me, I'm here.
You have to find out how to sweeten the deal, man.
Yeah, and I can hear your frustration, Andre, because clearly Quality Poultry is growing after 50 years of being in this country, a Belizean-owned business, providing jobs to Belizeans as well. You need that support from each other. And so hearing that these opportunities exist, for me, what I think of is that there's no excuse for people to say, one, that there are no jobs available. We just have to have that free will to actually get up and sacrifice where necessary to place yourselves in the industry that you desire and work your way up. Two, I think we also need to acknowledge that for certain jobs that you apply for, there are certain expectations as well. You can't go in and try to apply as a line kitchen person and think that you're going to be working like a call center agent. It's not. It requires different things. So go in thinking realistically what the roles and responsibilities are.
As well, let me say in terms of one of the benefits. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen my chicken bus.
Yes, I see very early in the morning, every day.
Right.
Tell me about it.
Right. People has dubbed it the chicken bus. I have a bus. Currently, it's an AC bus.
Yes.
That transport staff from Orange Walk to Belize City on a daily basis.
Okay. I'm always behind that bus every day.
The bus leaves at 5 a.m. from Orange Walk to reach for work because the first shift starts at 6:15, right? So you come in the bus. So a round trip for the bus. On a regular bus, it's $12 a day, right? So what I do as Quality Poultry, what we do, as a added benefit to the staff, we take 50% of that cost, right? So a round trip per day per staff is only $6.
All right, there you go.
$6 in an AC bus, comfortable, no worry about standees, not have to worry about your stuff to get stolen, whatever, right? So we transport the staff in. So if you live at Ladyville, it's only $1 round trip per day.
Wow.
It's more than affordable.
Right. So again, we compensate, and the fuel, if you guys know, the fuel is very expensive. So I mean, imagine we compensate for more than 50% because the amount of staff in the bus does not equate to the amount of fuel that the bus used. And maintenance for the bus. So we do have that as well. Right. We also have a secondary bus in the event that something will happen to that bus. We have a backup for that. So again, these are stuff that we do for our staff.
So we have transportation.
What is the complement of your staff in Belize City?
Currently, the quantity is supposed to be 60. Right. So Belize City does the entire Belize district, all the way to Crooked Tree, Belize River Valley. We have delivery runs in Kikaka. And I have a team that takes products to San Pedro daily, right? So it's a big surface area. So 60 total we're supposed to be at capacity. we're not there, and we would want to be there. And the only way we can be there is if you guys at home decide to come on down and come talk to us for the show.
So here's another concern, and I'll put myself in the shoe of someone who would want a job there, either as a delivery person or someone who works in the field as a salesperson. There is a very real issue of all of these robberies that are taking place out and about the country. And I think that while some people may want to work, they have to consider how much of their own personal well-being they're prepared to risk in doing these kinds of jobs.
We have encouraged customers, just like every other person, every other business that does this sort of work, to online payments and or credit card. So we do have portable credit card machines that are wireless that you can pay with a card if you so wish, right? However, we do know that some routes go into, I don't want to say more gang-infested
hotspot.
Into more hotspots, right? So for those delivery teams that go into those spots, we do have daily with them GI3 police officers that go with them on the truck. So we do have security for our team. Right? It comes at a very high cost, I can promise you that. However, that does not translate into the price of the chicken that you pay. It's still less than $3 a pound. So in terms of safety, we do have that. In terms of branch location, we do have armed guards at both Quality Poultry and Chicken Express. So again, in terms of safety, that is the best that we can do, right? I must say that at the end of the day, it still comes down to our law enforcement officers to do their job, and I'm not saying that they're not doing their job. I think they're doing a good job. However, in everything, in every industry, in every place that you work, there are areas for improvement, and so I believe that is where that stands, and that's as much as I will comment on that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You spoke earlier about some of the benefits that people can get when they are employed by Quality Poultry. Let's go over that once more, and then talk about the job fair itself today, and then of course how they can apply.
So we have competitive salary. In terms of our industry that we are currently in. Again, we did different surveys. We asked different restaurant owners how much they pay their staff, and by all means, we are more than competitive in terms of that. So the salary, we do on-the-job site training. We do training for staff, customer service. We do sales training if that's the area you're in. We do kitchen training for the staff as well. There is different bonus that you can get. So let's say that the brand supersedes the sale from previous years. There are different tier levels of bonuses that can be achieved. And again, it comes down to how good of a good team you are at the branch. In terms of transportation from Orange to Belize City for now, we compensate 50% of the transportation fee for you. So those are a couple of the benefits that we do offer. In terms of the kitchen, we also have, if you are employed in the restaurant, we do offer you free lunch, right? Now, again, that might sound, like you have to do it. No, a lot of restaurants have moved away from free lunch. They have their reasons why, and I've heard them out, and I totally understand and agree with them. But yes, we still do that for now.
Yeah.
What about incentives for purchasing from the company that you work for?
Okay, so
like staff discounts.
Right, staff does get staff discounts for groceries. There's something called your account. So it's a system set up that you get every other week. Every other week you get 10% discount on all grocery purchases, as well as whatever chicken discount is available. You do get discounts for those, right? So as an employee, you can get up to 10% discounts monthly, right? If you do choose to use that system, right? And then your account, the way it works is payday is next week, so you can get your groceries. There's a limit, of course, before your payday, and then we just lock it from the pay before. Right. So sometimes things hard, sometimes something might pop up, unexpected expense comes along, and so you would have to use that cash. So we help you out as well that way.
All right. Well, take us to the fair itself, the date, the time, and what you need to provide when you come.
Okay, sure. So this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Chicken Express, number 3 North Front Street compound, we will have something set out there for you guys. And you come on down, we will have application forms available. So you can come on down and you can fill out the application forms. If you have any other documentation at that point, please feel free to bring it along. And we will review it there and then. And after that, we will go through the ones that we believe would deserve a second interview. And at that point, then you can bring in all the required documentations, right? And so yes, this Saturday, 8 a.m., 3 p.m., Quality Poultry Chicken Express compound. If you're serious about growing and serious about or use Belize and serious about make money, come to Quality Poultry.
All right. Andre, thank you for your time. We appreciate the time you've taken to speak with us.
Well, thank you as well.
All right, we take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we are going to be joined by Cocono Bwai as he speaks on expanding the brand.
Tech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Full Tech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy Inc. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Full Tech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
That's me. My data and I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Get your body sculpted with gym equipment and accessories from Betty's. Quality and savings.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
Every day, the demand on your business get higher. More productivity, better equipment, and reliable support to keep up with a fast-moving world. At Cellular World Business Solutions, we're ready to help you boost performance across every operation. Don't let outdated technology hold you back. With our certified and supported solutions, your business stays ahead. We supply office equipment, printers, inks, and toners, software licenses, IT system assembly as your Dell Platinum and Cisco partner, appliances, and custom orders tailored to your needs. From startups to large enterprises and renowned institutions, we serve every corner of the country because no industry can afford to fall behind on technology. Let's take your business to the next level. Contact us today at 610-2494. Cellular World Business Solutions, your reliable partner in business success.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best, darling. Double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my Smart plan, want it right now. Smart. Stay connected, stay happy.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root,
That is very bitter.
but sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey, it's across borders.
That was amazing!
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
Cocono boy, rock down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Behold our 2 weeks. This thing me get me. Yo, I me got the dengue fever. Dengue, behold our 2 weeks. Yes, girl, I me so weak. I me got the dengue fever. Dengue fever. Miss Rose tell me it's a cocono boy. You need to clean the yard and stop the shy. Boy, clean up all the coconut shells and all the old tires. Where's the mosquitoes them a form of empire? For whole of 2 weeks, this thing ya me get me. Yo, I me got the dengue fever. I tell you the dengue. Whole of 2 weeks. Yes, girl, I me so weak. I me got the dengue fever. For the first 7 days, I made the game maga. Symptoms start to show. Some keep in a mechana. Hide them in the talk of the tongue. They say how my time done, but them never know I'm on bond. We bring back broke down whole lot 2 weeks. This thing you may get me. Girl, I me got the dengue fever. I tell you the dengue fever. Whole lot 2 weeks. Yes, girl, I be so weak. I me got the dengue fever. Dengue fever. You want to bring up my producer on this one, alright? Junior Mar. Yeah, we don't know Dan Grigger. Yeah, big up the man for this one, alright? This is the first tune of Boss Cocono Bwai, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to teach you the mosquito dance now, right? Big up Open Eyes each and every time, right? Yeah, I'm known as the Prince of Rock Down Music. Creole boy, right? 1, get ready. 2, get ready. 1, 2. This is the mosquito dance, right? Go like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Make we dance. Dengue, 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 dengue. Oh, dengue, 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 dengue. Yo, hi man, we got a dengue fever. Dengue, 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 dengue. For the first 7 years, girl, I need to get my guy. Symptoms start to show. Some keeping a mechana. Belize, I am with the talk of the tongue. They say how my time done, but them never know I'm on bond. We bring back bro, make we dance. Dengue, 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 dengue. Oh, dengue, 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 dengue. Yeah, I man, me got it dengue. I don't know, back it up, and I shake it up, and I wind it up, and I roll it up, and I bounce it up, and I. Thank you.
All right, joining me on the set for the third conversation of the morning, my good friend Cocono Bwai. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, top of the morning.
Excellent performance. Now, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, you come from the same place where I come from, right? And you've been able to make a name for yourself through music. And your talent speaks for itself as well. Talk to me about the inspiration. Who in Brockdown music have you looked up to that has sort of brought you to where you are in your career?
Personally, I'm going to say morning Belize, morning, all my fans and supporters. Personally, music is never my thing, Back in 2014, 2013, I want to be a pilot.
Yeah.
That never worked out. So I decided to just, join the music thing and learning broke down. I realized no Belizean artists, the push broke down at my age. And I never really got nobody where I could coach me at the time. I checked to write music, the style. So I started looking for Peters, Lahad Rayban, Miss Leela Vernon, Harrison Daggy King. I started listening to the style of how they bring it and the word playing, and I start do my own thing.
Yeah.
When I start out, my friend they start laughing at me, and this is the same song, Dengue Fever, the first song, and that's the song about me. So moving forward and the inspiration I get due to, at the time, like I say, I can't choose anything to do at the time. I can't say bye.
But when we talk about music, right, it's almost as if though you're the last of a dying breed where Brockdown is concerned, especially when it comes to younger talent. Because I've followed Brockdown for quite some time, right? And so you have all of these greats. You've mentioned some of them. But I'm not sure if I'm hearing any younger Belizean artists picking up this genre of music. Do you feel as if though you're all alone in it right now?
Well, no.
You feel like there are other artists who are getting in on it as well?
Then, I guess, me, I was the youngest, but now we have Brockdown Girl. I have a couple artists in my same community, Lake Independence community, who want to do music. And that's something where we look forward to in the future to help the younger generation and thing. And speaking about that, I have an important message personally, to all Belizean Americans, all promoters out there, worldwide. Cocono Bwai has been signed to SGL Management, a massive record label in New York, I big up the the whole team, and so moving forward for today, any occasional purposes, performance-wise, weddings, birthday party, they have a contact management,
Yeah.
And
how do they get in touch with management, and what all does management represent for you?
well, the full 9 years, So I don't know communication when I wanted the artist no more, and I just have to respect that because in my contract that required.
So if I want to book your talent for a birthday party or an upcoming event, I go through SJL management. Talk to us about that.
Well, my personal, the bookings for me personally, the WhatsApp number, and regular, 929-240-8765. You could reach the person on WhatsApp or regular, straight call. And the email address is stevebenedict532@hotmail.com. So I just want to repeat the contact information, I guess.
Sure.
I could share it on my page down the road. Contact number 929-240-8765. WhatsApp regular. And email address stevebenedict532@hotmail.com. And you seeing it? You seeing it, right? It's on it. In the near future, I'm mission I've head to New York, and do some new singles, new music videos where the whole team they put together, this new project and thing. And returning back home, I shoot the ending like in a parts of Belize City, Dangriga, Belmopan, Kikaka. And like I say, I have to pick up the whole team, man, because they don't got about 15 people, mostly females. They're part of the project already.
Yeah.
They shoot in the video scenes and thing. And anybody else would like to be part of the video shoot, just have to reach out to the team, All
right, hold on for a second and make we talk about music. What has your journey been like? So you mentioned between 2013 and 2014, you decided to take on music as a detour from wanting to become a pilot, right? What has that journey been like for you? Has it been challenging? Has it been a bit easier in terms of you making a name for yourself?
Boy, rough. Rough, I say, because and I could say safely today, my mother, Primily Adolphus, she get back to me, at the time, because she gets scholarship, all kind of thing. I tell her, no, man, I want to do music. If I go to school, at that time, I know I flunked school. I know I first semester, that's it for me.
Yeah.
And over the years, I started to learn certain things. And people say, oh, music, this music not pay, but the way you do it, the music, the money we get from the music. So, I used to invest back in myself,
Yeah.
So when people look for the artists and say like, buy, we want to hire Cocono Bwai, but much Cocono Bwai, the charger, how much song he could do, how long he could perform for. Don't know about just having a hit song, like Boda to Boda or Dengue Fever or Willow Willow. No, that's a whole crowd. So I learned a lot of things, and where I gone through, I don't want no artists coming up, even have being a broke down to being a Parana or Punta, but the struggles where I gone through, I don't want no other artists go through, And if they don't know certain things, they go through it.
But there's been a shift in the promotion landscape lately, where you have promoters and events coordinators who are hiring outside talent as opposed to leaning on our own Belizean talent. So you have Manuel bringing artists from outside of Belize to do certain shows, and respect to that, but then they look for the Belizean artists to be part of that production. What are your thoughts on that?
Sad, because we are sad for, I could say personally, Larry Band come straight down, as one of the oldest Belizean artists living. I can, if you know that, from Larry Band come straight down, Super G, everybody else where they do music and put in the work. If then they hire the Jamaican or the Trinidadian or anybody will come and they make money, and we there, we put in the work, we could hold show, we could mash up show as artists, as live bands. And if you know that they know the hire for the past months, I say they know the hire the Belizean artists anyway. They go to a studio, so it makes sense to go to a studio. If when you have big concert and a promote all over the city, all over the country, or not hire nobody. How that look for we as musicians. Then are the things where make artists say, boy, I don't want to do no more music this year because then I put in work, put in video, I hit song on the radio, and then the promoter they don't want to pay you, will deserve it on the show. Then I come to you and say, boy, Cocono Boy, we give you this. Instead of Cocono Boy, where you want to perform, where you want to stay, where you want, you know, than for give the artist name for Jamaica or for anywhere where they hire headache.
Yeah.
You know, because they watch for the money. But that will kill the music industry where we talk about or kill the culture. The younger generation come up and want. Because if an artist got one hit song, he feel like that he. One hit song, you know.
But there's only so much you could do with one song.
Yeah,
right?
sing that over all night. No. This is why they say so.
Yeah.
By me getting lead forward and thing over the years, I always try to keep humble on the scene. You check. Have couple lead differences with couple promoters in the past because they feel like when they hire the artist for certain shows, that us DJ.
Yeah.
And then when the artist come on, oh boy, you only got 5 minutes, you only got one more song. Yeah. While we did the whole day, rehearse, and don't put two show together. So this year, you know, from last year I start put my own shows together. And right now I have a La Ruta Maya after Bash coming up. The Monday 9th of March, right? Right in our Lake Independence community, you know. And like I say, I have a big up everybody.
Where in Lake are you going to have your performance?
Well, the event, I guess they could bring it up on the screen. Vida. I have Vida, one of the hottest Punta Rock artists right now. I have Young Generals out of Griga. The Steamy crew, you know. Steamy Wednesday later on for TikTok. You could check out Solo Green page. I have DJ Pebbles, Manuel with Shelong Buccaneers, I have DJ Sambo from exclusive songs, you know. So
all right, let's keep the conversation going. September season is quickly approaching, right? And we usually look forward to Belizean artists releasing new music or videos even. What can we expect from you going into August, September, leading up to the celebrations season?
I have a lot of, I don't want to talk out of turn, but I have a lot of things in the
No, but it's not an opportunity if you tease it to the Belizean
I have a
people.
I have a lot of things, a lot of mad work, you know, and I've been traveled to Japan.
Okay.
Under sponsorship through Bell Trade and Niche and the whole team, and the experience where I realized when they're out there, different from where they are. And we have everything. We have the money, we have the people, we have the land, we have the places. So coming this September, I guess, I like now action Cocono Boy. But we want to get the man for September, we want to get the man for 10. And like I say, it's not about just performing, I like make people enjoy themselves when they come out and, you know, people, the foreigners, they're flying. Belize and America flying after so much years and I want to party home, you check? And I always represent Belize anywhere I go. You check?
You're an ambassador of the culture.
Always.
I got a question for you though, right? Any plans or ideas to put together a full body of music like an album as opposed to maybe 1.5 singles here and there?
Well, like I said, it's at the start.
So with signing to SJL, this will be the beginning of
this everything. This
core music.
This is where I change the whole like next chapter. I can put it like that, you know. And like I say, I ready, you know, something where I would look for a long time. You know what I mean? Funds wise and sponsorship wise, and kind of easy for a Belizean artist. And I lie. I know try to pretty up the thing. You need money for studio, you need money for radio, you need money for everything. So when you give money, you have to pump back in yourself, you check?
Yeah. All right, final question, right? What word of advice do you have for any young up-and-coming talent? It no matter if that's from Baca Lake where we come from, or it could be from PG or Corozal or elsewhere in the country. What's your word of advice?
If you really want to do music, you have to put in the work, believe in yourself, and just not stray. Just not get discouraged, because time I call when nights and day when months and say, boy, not the one, you know, they get cars, you know, they get hired. But when the time comes for your build your name, that's the main thing. They have to pick a genre too when they got their strength in. You can't just pick a genre where the guests away. Because then you make yourself look bad. And then when people start to comment on Facebook, like today, Nobody they listen to radio like that now. They could see me on Facebook right now. They don't hear me on the radio. So all of their promotion they change in 2026. So any artist who want to do anything, I don't know, just know that our long journey and you have to ready for it. I know a 1 year thing or one song thing, or you feel like that nobody can talk to you or advise you, you know. I got you all of them there already. You check. From Lord Ray-Ban come straight down, you know. I mean, Lord Ray-Ban 90 years old now. I have to big up the man pan him. You know, because I'm American. I can't sit down. He inspire me going, you know. And the man always advise me. So, where I could do advise any artist who want to do music, they have to believe in themselves, man.
All right. Short but sweet conversation, Cocono Boy. We wish you all the best in your musical endeavors and ensure that each one teach one, right? So where you get to in your life, you make sure you hold somebody hand and bring them along with you.
Yes, sir.
All right? Again,
before I go, I say, I need to big up the whole team for News 5 and Open Eyes and everybody, because every time when you guys reach out to me, I reach out to you, I always say yes. You never turn me down, or so I have to go up on the scene and give you thanks and things for make people know where they're going, the artists, so I appreciate every time on the platform, you know what I mean?
All right, you're very welcome. So what we're gonna do next, we're gonna take another commercial break, and when we come back, it's for sweets and treats with Sabrina, and of course, more OIE.
No matter where I'm on road, Belize that for me home, I cannot leave it. So keep your plans and wave them home. Keep your plans and wave them home. Let's do it virtual on your phone. Let's do it virtual on your phone. No jumping up this September. No jumping up this September. Don't you forget, please remember. Don't you forget, please.
A postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you never in the kitchen. But I'm going back in there right now. And the coffee maker? Just to try to keep me the coffee warm for later. What do you do now? I'll try to think about what to eat. You know, the more you open or close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now? No. Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 socks and 1 shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads? But this is my favorite shirt. You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, the blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in.
You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
BTL has already agreed to pay severance compensation to former employees that qualify.
BTL's board has approved that we want to pay, that the company wants to move forward without delay and settle with everybody.
But leaders of BCWJ who claim to represent those former employees insist on continuing to protest.
We continue protesting.
Reasonable minds have been asking, why? Here's the answer. The activist senator who is pushing them actually owns a company that submitted to BTL a bill of $183,000 at the rate of $900 an hour for legal advice allegedly provided to BCWJ. And now an internal chat reveals leaders of BCWJ want the former workers to pay them commission from their severance compensation. The proposition reads, everyone should give Emily, Mike, and the other leaders a contribution for their great help in all this. Continued protests are profitable under BCWJ banner. Not so much for the former workers, but for the leaders of BCWJ. It's not only making sense, it's making dollars.
Welcome back. This is our final conversation, and I am so delighted to be having this last conversation with a special guest joining us, Tanisha Allen. She's the owner of Tan Creations. And very quickly, let me give you a bit of a backstory of how we got here. Just last week, I went to buy some tacos. And I know a lot of you guys might be shocked to know that I went to get that right, but I saw Tanisha at the taco stand and she told me a bit about who she is and that she really wanted to highlight her small business. So we got talking and I said, let's make it happen. In less than a week, she is here with me and with you guys to tell us a bit about her story and how she got into creating these sweet treats. Good morning, Miss Tan.
Hi, good morning.
How are you doing?
I am good.
I'm so happy to have you here.
Probably going to get some more tacos after this.
I'm not doing the tacos again this week, at least not so quick. But, you know, I'm so grateful that we were able to get you on and really talk a bit about your journey into entrepreneurship and what you do. So let's begin there. We have the title kind of suggests it on its own, right? Tan Creations. But what do you make? What do you create?
Okay. So Tan Creation, I make cakes. Not only cakes, I also make pastries, all sort of pastries, chocolate cake, vanilla, strawberry. You dream it, I make it. That's basically what I do.
I love that. You know,
Yes.
it goes to show you really can make anything. But how long have you been doing this and what got you into it?
I've been baking from I was 17 years old. My mom inspired me, Camille Allen. She passed away 2 years ago. She used to bake for a church, and I was like, Mom, I could bake better than you. Oh, she was like, okay, show me. So after that, every Sunday after church, we would bake in the kitchen, and I take it as an art because it's inside of me. So I start making all sort of cake. I come up with my own ingredients, my own designs, you know, things like that. And also in high school, I start selling pastries as well.
So the entrepreneurship side of you began from high school?
Yes. So it started 10 years old, going on to 17 years old at high school.
What were you selling then at school?
Okay, so that's a funny story. So I start selling, my mom and I were baking and we baked porta bun. Okay. And I made the porta bun pink. Oh. I took it to school and after that, a lot of kids was like, what's that? I was like, porta bun. Like, let me buy it from you. So what you think I did the next day? I made a batch and I made pink
You have
porta
a
bun.
business mind, girl.
Right. Thanks to my dad as well. He's also a small business owner. And yes, so that's basically what I do. I do cartoon cakes, wedding cakes. I love doing wedding cakes. Okay. Love it. I do a little bit of everything. Yeah. And if a business wants someone to sell pastries, I am a provider. I can also sell pastries.
So like catering, you do that?
Catering as well. Okay. And for parties, for wedding, anniversaries, birthday, anything you name it, I can provide for you. Yeah. And I also work with my customer because I know today everything is expensive. Yeah. And you want to treat yourself for your birthday or a special occasion. Yeah. That's where I come in. I'll work with you, also work with my business as well, and we'll make something happen. Yeah.
One of the things that you didn't mention, which I think is an important detail, is that you shared with me that your sweets aren't so sweet.
Yes.
But for people who also have dietary restrictions, like maybe if you're diabetic, you also are known to make diabetic friendly sweets as well. Can you share a bit about that?
So I do make cake for diabetic people because my mom, she passed away from diabetes. So I made cakes for her and she enjoyed it. So I did learn a way how to make cakes for diabetic people that's not too sweet, that they can work with. I wouldn't recommend it to eat every day, but just for like special occasion if you want something. So that's where I do. So if you're diabetic and you want a cake, pastry, cheesecake, anything, I can make it happen for you for diabetic people, or if you're on a diet and things like that.
Well, that's really cool. And Tan, I have to tell you that I love the drive that you have, the way that you are so confident in presenting your ability to create anything that your customers might desire. I have to ask, do you have a team behind all of this work? Is this a one-woman team? How do you get everything going all at once and you know, balance life?
It is a one-woman team. It is just me, my business, with the push of my family, my dad most of all, and yes, just me. But I can do anything. It's not a lot for me because I love doing it.
What's your hope in terms of growing your business? What do you want to see Tan Creation become?
I want to see Tan Creation become something big, of course. I'm planning on building a location where you can just walk in and get ready-made cakes, get you a nice dessert, sit down on the side, scroll to your phone and things like that. But because for now, I'm baking home baker.
Okay, so you operate from home?
Yes, I operate from home. I do deliveries, so that's what I'm planning to do, to create a beautiful area that someone could just come and buy my pastries.
Yeah. How soon in advance would you recommend people reach out to you to order anything that they have desired?
You can reach out to me 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
If it's something that you want, is a last minute thing, I can work with that as well. I can, you can reach me on Facebook. The business name is Tan Creation on Facebook. You can send me a message through there. I'm very responsive.
What's your favorite thing to bake or to make? What are you really good at? What you that said at that Tan specialty right there?
Chocolate cakes.
Oh, what makes your chocolate cake so good? Oh, okay, so she brought cupcakes this morning. So tell me about the different flavors that we have on display right now.
Okay, so here we have a delicious chocolate.
So this one here?
Yes, with chocolate swirl.
Look at that, guys.
Yes, and also we have, this is also a chocolate cake with strawberry filling. I do make the filling from scratch as well.
Not me touching the icing at the top. Such bad TV presentation.
And this is my dad's favorite. It's the Oreo chocolate cake. Yes.
Oh, that looks so yummy. So, which one is your favorite flavor?
The Oreo. That's my favorite.
I'm just like touching the cupcake, trying to make it look presentable to show you guys, but I love the presentation off the bat. You know, that looks really yummy.
It is.
But I have to ask, what make a good chocolate cake? What do you think is the detail in it? What you have to be to be perfect?
Well,
is it the moisture? Is it the richness of it?
Of course, it's the moisture. It is the moisture, and for me, it's the time that it's in the oven.
Okay.
Yes, you don't want it dry, so I try to do good time management on my cake so it doesn't get dry, but it is the moisture.
Yeah, and you said that your treats, even though you have treats specific for diabetic type people, these aren't too sweet, as well as you mentioned.
It's not too sweet. I'm not sure if because I was raised by someone who was diabetic, because she teach me how to bake. So my treats are not too sweet as well.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to trying them. But as we wind down the conversation, I want to remind our viewers once more on how they can reach out to you. And again, how soon in advance you would recommend for them to place orders, just to give you some time to prepare.
Okay, so you can reach me on Facebook, Tan Creation, that's TAN Creation. You can message me on that, and you can contact me 2 to 3 days or 1 day on Facebook. Okay? Yes.
Well,
and also I want to say before I come off the show, if you have a small business that you want to start, someone young, doesn't matter what age, do not give up. Start is not easy, but work for it and something will happen.
That's a beautiful way to wrap up this conversation, Tan. It has been such a pleasure having you here. I want to say thank you again for, walking up to me and introducing yourself. And we hope to have you on again on the show to maybe highlight some diabetes-friendly meals as well.
Definitely.
All right, well, at this time, we do have to wrap things up, but it has been a wonderful Wednesday morning. We want to say a huge thank you to everyone who joined us and had conversations with us. You guys for locking in online and sharing your thoughts in the comment section as well. If you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com. You can also catch us on social media. We have a Facebook page, that's Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram for behind the scenes contents, that's OYE Belize. And if you want some live OYE contents on TikTok, we have one too. That's openyoureyes.bz. You can also call us or text us on our OYE phone number, that's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes and start your morning right. Until then, keep your eyes, your mind, and your hearts wide open. Have a wonderful Wednesday. We'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.